Hello students, let us see example 3.4. Resistance of a conductivity cell filled with 0.1 mole per liter KCl solution is 100 ohm. So here we will see that the resistance of the solution is 100 ohm and concentration is 0.1 mole per liter, that is 0.1 molar. Then it is asked if the resistance of the same cell filled with 0.02 molar, or we can say 0.02 mole per liter KCl solution is 520 ohm. Then calculate the conductivity, that is K, and molar conductivity, that is lambda m, of this 0.02 mole per liter KCl solution. The conductivity of 0.1 mole per liter, that means the first condition. The conductivity of 0.1 mole per liter KCl solution is 1.29 Simon per meter. So first of all, what we have to do, that from the first situation we have to find out cell constant. Okay, now equation for cell constant is denoted by G star. So cell constant G star equal to R into K. So that is equal to 100 into 1.29. So that is equal to 129. Now R is in terms of ohm and K is in terms of Simon per meter. R is in terms of ohm and K is in terms of Simon per meter. Now ohm and Simon are inversely proportional. Okay, Simon means ohm inverse. So ohm and ohm inverse will be cancelled. So we are remaining with per meter. So our answer is 129 meter inverse. Now instead of meter inverse, if you write it in terms of centimeter inverse, then it will be equal to 1.29 centimeter inverse. So this is the value of cell constant G star. Now we have to find out K. Now what is the equation of G star? G star equal to RK. Now here we will see that in the second situation R is different, concentration of the solution C is different, but G star will be same. Okay, because we are going to take the solution in the same cell. So G star already we know 1.29, R is given 520, and we have to find out K. So let us make K as a subject. So K equal to G star upon R. Now G star is 1.29 centimeter inverse. 1.29 centimeter inverse. So 1.29 centimeter inverse, and in the denominator R is 520 ohm. Now 1.29 divided by 520, so that is equal to 0.248 into 10 raised to minus 2. Now ohm is in denominator, so when it is taken in the numerator it will become ohm inverse, and that ohm inverse can be written as Simon, and then we are having centimeter inverse in the numerator. Unit of K is Simon per centimeter. So we have got the answer of K, that is 0.248 into 10 raised to minus 2 Simon per centimeter. Now what else we have to find out? Lambda m. Okay. Now what is the equation of lambda m? Okay, lambda m equal to K into 1000 upon C. Now K we have found 0.02 248 into 10 raised to minus 2 into 1000, and in the denominator C is 0.02. So that will be equal to 124, and the unit of lambda m is Simon centimeter square mole inverse. So this is the answer of lambda m, that is 124 Simon centimeter square mole inverse. Now next is example 3.5. The electrical resistance of a column of 0.05 mole per liter NaOH solution of diameter 1 centimeter and length 50 centimeter is 5.55 into 10 raised to 3 ohm. 5.55 into 10 raised to 3 ohm. Calculate the resistivity, conductivity and molar conductivity. So here we will see the diameter of the column is 1 centimeter. So its radius will be 0.5 centimeter, and the length of the column is 50 centimeter. And resistance R equal to 5.55 into 10 raised to 3 ohm. And now we have to find out resistivity, conductivity and molar conductivity. Now we know that R equal to rho L upon A. So in this, rho is the resistivity. So we have to find out rho. So we'll make rho as a subject. So rho equal to R A upon L. Okay. L upon A on the left hand side will become A upon L. Now R already we know, L already we know, but A we do not know. So our first work is to find out cross sectional area. Now cross sectional area of a cell is pi r square. Now pi is 3.14. Now r in terms of centimeter 0.5. So it will be 0.5 the whole square. So this will be equal to 0.785. Now r is in centimeter. So area will be in terms of centimeter square. So instead of r we will write down 5.55 into 10 raised to 3. Instead of a we will write down 0.785, and in the denominator L in terms of centimeter is 50 centimeter. So the answer of rho will be 87.135, and the unit of rho is ohm centimeter. So this is our first answer. Rho equal to 87.135 ohm centimeter. Now we have to find out conductivity. Now conductivity is K, and conductivity is the reciprocal of resistivity. So just whatever answer we have found for rho, we have to take its reciprocal. So 1 upon 87.135. Now unit of rho is ohm centimeter. So this unit, when it is in denominator, then in that case it will become ohm inverse centimeter inverse. So answer of K will be in terms of ohm inverse centimeter inverse. So K equal to, now 1 upon 87.135 is 0.01148. Now instead of ohm inverse, we can also write down Simon. So the value of K is 0.01148 Simon per centimeter. Now we have to find out molar conductivity, that is lambda m. Now lambda m equal to K into 1000 upon C. Now K is 0.01148 into 1000. Now C is the concentration of solution in terms of molarity. So that is 0.05. So 0.05. So that will be equal to 229 0.6, and the unit of lambda m is Simon centimeter square mole inverse. So our answer of lambda m is 229.6 Simon centimeter square mole inverse. Now in example 3.8, lambda naught of NaCl, HCl and sodium acetate are given. We have to find out lambda naught of acetic acid. So lambda naught of acetic acid equal to lambda naught of sodium acetate plus lambda naught of HCl minus lambda naught of NaCl. So here you have to remember that lambda naught of NaCl is taken in the subtraction. So that will be equal to, now lambda naught of sodium acetate is the last value, that is 91. That is 91. Lambda naught of sodium acetate is 91. That is last value. Plus lambda naught of HCl is the second value, that is 425.9. Minus lambda naught of NaCl is the first value, that is 126.4. So that will be equal to 390.5, and the unit of lambda naught is Simon centimeter square mole inverse. Now next is example number 3.9. The conductivity that is K of 0.001028 mole per liter acetic acid is 4.95 into 10 raised to minus 5. So that is 4.95 into 10 raised to minus 5 Simon per centimeter. Calculate its dissociation constant. Now lambda m naught is given and concentration is given. So concentration equal to 0.001028 mole per liter, that is molar, and lambda m naught is given for acetic acid, and that is 390.5 Simon centimeter square mole, and we have to find out dissociation constant of acid, that is Ka. Now first of all, in order to find out Ka, we should know alpha, okay, and for alpha we should know lambda m. So our first work is to find out lambda m. Now lambda m equal to K into 1000 upon C. K into 1000 upon C. Now K is 4.95 into 10 raised to minus 5 into 1000 upon concentration is 0.001028. So that will be equal to 48.15 Simon centimeter square mole inverse. Now from lambda m we can find out alpha. Now alpha is equal to lambda m upon lambda m naught. So here you have to remember, in case of alpha, always the smaller value, that is lambda m, should be in the numerator, and the bigger value, that is lambda m naught, should be in denominator. So that is equal to 48.15, that is lambda m, divided by lambda m naught, that is 390.5. So that will be equal to 0.1233. And alpha is unitless, okay, because the value of units of lambda m and lambda m naught is same. So answer of alpha is 0.1233. Now we have to find out Ka. Now dissociation constant of acid is equal to alpha square C upon 1 minus alpha. Now alpha is 0.1233. So 0.1233 the whole square into C is 0.001028 divided by 1 minus alpha, that is 1 minus 0.1233. On solving this, our final answer will be 1.78 into 10 raised to minus 5, and unit of Ka is same as the unit of concentration, that is mole per liter or molar. So that is the answer of Ka. 1.78 into 10 raised to minus 5 molar. Now let us see the next question. Example number 10. A solution of copper sulfate is electrolyzed for 10 minutes. So copper sulfate solution is electrolyzed for 10 minutes. So T equal to 10 minutes. Now we have to convert it into second. So that is equal to 10 into 60 second. So that is equal to 600 second with a current of 1.5 ampere. So I equal to 1.5 ampere. What is the mass of copper deposited at the cathode? So first of all we have to find out Q. Q equal to I into T. So I is 1.5 ampere and T in terms of second is 600 second. Always we have to take T in seconds, okay, in order to find out Q, and I in terms of ampere. So 1.5 into 600. So that will come out as 900 coulomb. So Q equal to 900 coulomb. Now what is the reaction for the reduction of copper? So that is Cu2 plus 2 electrons gives Cu. Now here you can see that 2 moles of electron means 2 into 96500 coulomb. Okay, 1 mole of electron means 96500 coulomb. So 2 moles of electron means 2 times 96500 coulomb. So 2 moles of electrons will give you 1 mole of copper. Now atomic mass of copper is 63 gram. Okay, so 63 gram per mole, that is the molar mass of copper. Now here the charge we have found is 900 coulomb. So for 900 coulomb, what should be the mass deposited? So we have to do cross multiplication. So that will be 2, that will be equal to 63 into 900 upon 2 into 96500. So that will come out as 0.2938 gram. So this is the mass of copper deposited at the cathode. Now let us see in-text question. Question 3.7. Why does the conductivity of a solution decrease with dilution? So answer is, the conductivity of a solution is the conductance of ions present in a unit volume of the solution. The number of ions which are responsible for carrying the current decreases when the solution is diluted. As a result, the conductivity of a solution decreases with dilution. Now, in-text question 3.8 is, suggest a way to determine lambda m naught value of water. So applying Holroche law of independent migration of ions, the lambda m naught value of water can be determined as follows. Lambda m naught of water equal to lambda naught of H plus lambda naught of OH minus. Now in this, with lambda naught of H plus, if you add lambda naught of Cl minus, and on the other side if you subtract lambda naught of Cl minus, the meaning will remain same only. Okay, so one side we add lambda naught of Cl minus, other side we subtract lambda naught of Cl minus. Then plus, with lambda naught of OH minus, we can add lambda naught of Na plus. So on one side we will add lambda naught of Na plus, other side we will subtract lambda naught of Na plus. So it will be having same meaning. Okay, so here you can see that when you take them in the bracket of lambda naught of H plus and lambda naught of Cl minus will together form lambda naught of HCl. Okay, so lambda naught of H plus and lambda naught of Cl minus will together form lambda naught of HCl. So that will together form lambda naught of HCl. So that is equal to, now this will become lambda naught of HCl plus lambda naught of Na plus and OH minus will together form lambda naught of NaOH. Then minus, now when you take this in bracket, this minus become plus, okay? That's why inside it is plus. Now lambda naught of Na plus and lambda naught of Cl minus will together form lambda naught of NaCl. Now by knowing the lambda naught values of HCl, NaOH and NaCl, so once from the graph of the strong electrolyte, that is HCl, NaOH and NaCl, we will be able to find out lambda naught M values, and then we will put these three values over here, and in that way finally you will get the answer of lambda naught of water. So the lambda naught of water can be determined. Now question in text question 3.9 is the molar conductivity of 0.025 mole per liter methanoic acid is 46.1 Simon centimeter square mole inverse. So here we will see that lambda m is 46.1 Simon centimeter square mole inverse. Now we have to find out degree of dissociation and dissociation alpha, that means dissociation constant. Degree of dissociation means alpha we have to find, and dissociation constant is Ka we have to find. Now given values are lambda naught of H plus and lambda naught of acetate ion are given. From this we can find out lambda m naught of acetic acid. So first of all let us find out lambda m naught of acetic acid. So that will be equal to lambda naught of H plus ion plus lambda naught of acetate ion. So when you add the values, lambda naught of H plus is 349.6 and lambda naught of acetate ion is 54.6. So our answer will be 404.2 Simon centimeter square mole inverse. Now from lambda m and lambda m naught we can find out alpha. So alpha equal to lambda m upon lambda m naught. Now lambda m given is 46.1 and lambda m naught is we have found just now 404.2. So when you divide it you will get 0.114. Now we have to find out Ka. Okay, so one answer we have already got. Now another answer we have to find for Ka. Now Ka equal to alpha square C upon 1 minus alpha. Now alpha is 0.114. So that will be 0.114 the whole square into concentration of solution is given as 0.025 mole per liter divided by 1 minus alpha, that is 1 minus 0.114. So on solving this you will get 3.67 into 10 raised to minus 4. So this is our answer, and the unit of Ka is similar to that of concentration, that is mole per liter or capital M. Now question number 10 is if a current of 0.5 ampere, so I equal to 0.5 ampere flows through a metallic wire for 2 hours. So T equal to 2 hours. So let us convert it into seconds. So it will be 2 into 1 hour is having 60 minutes and 1 minute is having 60 seconds. So 2 into 60 into 60. So that will be equal to 3600 seconds. Now from this we have to find out Q. So Q equal to I into T. So that is equal to 0.5 into 3600. So that will be equal to, sorry, 2 into 60 into 60 will be 7200. Okay. So that is 7200. And then when you multiply by 0.5, now 0.5 means half. So what is the half of 7200? So that is 3600, and the unit of Q is coulomb. Now from this we have to find out how many number of electrons would flow through the wire. Now here we will write down coulomb and here we will write down number of electrons. Now what is the charge carried by one electron? So that is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. That is the charge carried by one electron. Therefore 3600 coulomb is a charge carried by how many electrons? So that will be equal to 3600 divided by 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. So that will be equal to 2250 and 10 raised to minus 19 in the numerator will become 10 raised to plus 19. Now let us convert it into scientific notation. So that will be equal to 2.25 into 10 raised to 22 electrons. Okay. So this is our answer, 2.25 into 10 raised to 22 electrons. Now question number 11 is, suggest a list of metals that are extracted electrolytically. So generally those metals which are highly reactive can be extracted electrolytically. So answer is metals that are on the top of the reactivity series, such as sodium, potassium, calcium, lithium, magnesium, aluminium are extracted electrolytically. Now question number 12 of the in text is, what is the quantity of electricity in coulombs needed to reduce 1 mole of dichromate ion, that is Cr2O72 minus, and for that we have equation is given, the dichromate ion, 1 mole of dichromate ion Cr2O72 minus undergo reduction in the following way. The dichromate ion plus 14H plus 6 electrons gives 2Cr3 plus 8H2. Now from this equation we have to find out the quantity of electricity. So answer is, so first of all the equation is already given in the question. Now here you can see that in front of the dichromate ion nothing is written, so that means it is 1 mole. So 1 mole of dichromate ion requires 6 moles of electrons. Now 6 moles of electron means 6 Faraday. So 6 Faraday electricity is required. Now we have to convert this Faraday into coulombs. So that is equal to 6 into, now value of 1 Faraday is 96487 coulomb. So 6 into 96487. So our final answer in terms of coulomb is 5,78,922 coulombs. So our answer is 5,78,922 coulombs. Now question number 13 is, write the chemistry of recharging the lead storage cell, highlighting all the materials that are involved in the recharging. Now during discharging, what is the reaction at anode? So at anode during discharging, the reaction is Pb plus SO42 minus gives PbSO4 plus 2 electrons, and at cathode the reaction is PbO2 plus SO42 minus plus 4H plus 2 electrons gives PbSO4 plus 2H2. Now here the overall cell reaction is, so here you can see that when you add the two reactions, when you will add the two reactions at anode and cathode, so what will be the overall cell reaction? Here two electrons cancelled. So we are remaining with Pb plus PbO2. Now 2SO42 minus and 4H plus. So together they will form 2H2SO4. On the right hand side, PbSO4 and PbSO4 is 2PbSO4 and plus 2H2. Now this is the overall reaction when discharging of cell takes place. So what will be the reaction while recharging the cell? So a reverse reaction is taking place. So when a battery is charged, the reverse of all this takes place. That means on recharging, PbSO4 will get converted into Pb and PbO2 respectively. तो एनोड पे क्या होगा कि PbSO4 will convert into Pb on recharging, और कैथोड पे PbSO4 will be converted into PbO2. So what will be the reaction on recharging? So just you have to reverse the overall reaction. So the reaction while recharging will be 2 PbSO4 plus 2H2O gives Pb plus PbO2 plus 2H2SO4. So this is the reaction taking place while recharging the battery, lead storage battery. Now number 14 is suggest two materials that other than hydrogen that can be used as fuel in fuel cell. So other two materials are methane and methanol can also be used as fuel in fuel cell. Number 15, explain how rusting of iron is envisaged as setting up of a electrochemical cell. In the process of corrosion, due to the presence of air and moisture, oxidation takes place at a particular spot of an object made of iron. That spot behaves as the anode. The reaction at the anode is given by Fe gives Fe2 plus 2 electrons. Electrons released at the anodic spot move through the metallic object and go to another spot of the object. There, in the presence of H plus ions, the electrons reduce oxygen. This spot behaves as cathode. These H plus ions come either from H2CO3, carbonic acid, which are formed due to the dissolution of carbon dioxide from air into water, or from the dissolution of other acidic oxide from the atmosphere in water. The reaction corresponding at the cathode is given by O2 plus 4H plus 4 electrons gives 2H2O. The overall reaction is, now when you add the two reaction, now when you add multiply anodic reaction with 2, so what you will get, 2Fe gives 2Fe2 plus 4 electrons. Now 4 electron cancelled. So on the left hand side we are remaining with 2Fe plus O2 plus 4H plus, and on the right hand side 2Fe2 plus and 2H2O. So this is the overall reaction. Also ferrous ions are further oxidized by the atmospheric oxygen to ferric ions. These ferric ions combine with moisture present in the surrounding to form hydrated ferric oxide, that is Fe2O3.XH2O, and this is the formula of rust. Hence the rusting of iron is envisaged as the setting up of an electrochemical cell. So here oxidation and reduction reaction takes place, that's why it is a redox reaction, and so it is a setting up of electrochemical cell. Now chapter and exercise. Question number 3.1. Arrange the following metals in the order in which they displace each other from the solution of their salts: aluminium, copper, iron, magnesium and zinc. So here we will see that we have to arrange in the decreasing order of the reactivity. So our answer will be magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, copper. Now 3.2 is, given the standard electrode potentials, so reduction potentials of different half cells are given, arrange these metals in their increasing order of the reducing power. So here you have to remember that lower the reduction potential, higher is the reducing power. So that means the increasing order of reducing power will be, if potassium is having less reducing power than magnesium, less than chromium, less than, these are the increasing order of reduction potential. Okay, if potassium is having less reduction potential, only minus 0.229, minus 2.93, less than Mg, less than chromium, less than Hg, less than silver. सो रिड्यूसिंग पावर जो होगा वो रिवर्स हो जाएगा. रिड्यूसिंग पावर में सिल्वर का रिड्यूसिंग पावर सबसे लेस होगा, तो सिल्वर लेस देन मर्क्यूरी, लेस देन क्रोमियम, लेस देन मैग्नीशियम, लेस देन पोटेशियम. क्वेश्चन नंबर 3.3. depict the galvanic cell in which the reaction Zn plus 2Ag plus gives Zn2 plus 2Ag takes place. तो जो फर्स्ट पार्ट है, ठीक है, वो होगा गैल्वेनिक सेल शो करना. So how do we show the cell representation? First of all, anode, that is zinc oblique slash Zn2 plus. Then in between we are having salt bridge, so two vertical lines. On the right hand side, cathode, we are having Ag plus slash Ag. So this is the show. Depict means to show. So this is the answer how we can show the galvanic cell. Thereafter, number 1 is which of the electrode is negatively charged. So zinc electrode, that is anode, is negatively charged. Second is the carriers of the current in the cell. So ions are the carriers of current in the cell. So inside the cell, with the help of salt bridge, ions are becoming the carrier of the current, and in the external circuit, current will flow from silver to zinc. So here we will see that the flow of current is opposite to the flow of electrons. The current will flow from cathode to anode, that is from silver to zinc. And the number 3 is individual reaction at each electrode. So at the reaction taking place at anode is Zn gives Zn2 plus 2 electrons. And the reaction taking place at the cathode is Ag plus electron gives Ag. Now question number 3.4 is calculate the standard cell potential. That means we are going to find out E0 cell of the galvanic cells in which the following reactions takes place. So two different reactions are there. For each reaction we have to find out standard cell potential. For each reaction you have to find out delta G naught, and for each reaction we have to find out equilibrium constant. Means we have to find out all the three for each reaction. So सबसे पहले first of all let us find out for the first one. For the first one, what will be E naught cell? So that will be equal to E naught of cathode minus E naught of anode. Now cathode over here will be cadmium. Okay. So reduction potential when you are writing, we will write E naught cadmium 2 plus slash CD, and E naught of anode is for chromium. So that will be Cr 3 plus slash Cr. Now from the table of the EMF series, the reduction potential of cadmium is minus 0.40 and reduction potential of chromium is minus 0.74. So that will be equal to minus 0.40, and here minus minus will become plus 0.74. So that will be equal to 0.74 minus 0.40, so that is 0.34 volt. Now we have to find out delta G naught. Now from E naught cell, how can we find delta G naught? That is equal to minus NF E naught cell. Now here you will see that what is the total charge on both the sides. So here it is 3 2 is 6 plus, and here also 2 3 is 6 plus. The total charge on both the sides is 6. So N is 6. Okay, number of electrons gained or lost is 6. Now 1 Faraday is equal to 96500 coulomb. So instead of F we will write down 96500, and E naught cell is 0.34. So 0.34. So that will be equal to minus 196860. 196860 joule. Okay, coulomb into volt is joule. Now we have to find out K. Now what is the relation between delta G naught and K? K delta G naught is equal to minus 2.303 RT log K. So what will be log K? So log K equal to, first of all, minus we will take on the left hand side. So that will be minus delta G naught, and the remaining part will go in the denominator. So divide by 2.303 RT. So that is equal to minus, now delta G naught is minus 196860. So minus 196860 divided by 2.303. Now R in terms of joule is 8.314 into T in terms of Kelvin. So here naught is there, okay, that is standard condition. So what is the standard temperature? So that is 298. Now minus minus will get cancelled. Now when you will solve this, log K will be 34.5014. Now we have to find out K. Okay, so log will be taken on the right hand side. So that will become NT log of 34.5014. So that will be equal to 3.192 into 10 raised to 34. So this is the answer of K. So three answers are there. One is E naught cell, 0.34, the delta G naught, that is minus 196860, and K is equal to 3.192 into 10 raised to 34. Now for number 2, second part of the same question, we have to find out the same three quantities, that is standard potential, delta G naught and K. So we are going to use the same three equations. Now here Fe2 plus Ag plus gives Fe3 plus Ag. Now in this reaction, cathode is silver. So E naught cathode means reduction potential of cathode, E naught of Ag plus Ag minus E naught of anode. Anode is Fe. Now Fe undergo oxidation from +2 to +3. लेकिन यहाँ पर रिडक्शन लिखना है, इसलिए पहले क्या लिखेंगे, +3 +2. Okay, Fe3 plus slash Fe2 plus. Now the values of reduction potential from the table of the EMF series. For silver it is 0.80 and for iron it is 0.77. So our answer will be 0.03 volt. This is the first answer. Now delta G naught equal to minus NF E naught cell. So minus. Now what is the total charge on left hand side? 2 plus and 1 plus 3 plus. On the right hand side also Fe3 plus. So number of electron gain or lost is 3. F in terms of coulomb is 96500. E naught cell is 0.03 volt. So delta G naught will come out as minus 2895, and coulomb into volt is joule. So minus 2895 joule per mole. Okay, joule per mole. So this is our second answer. Now we have to find out log K. So that is equal to minus, now instead of delta G naught we will write minus 2895 divided by 2.303. Now in the numerator delta G naught is in joule, so R should also be taken in joule, that is 8.314, and standard temperature capital T is 298 Kelvin. So that will come out as 0.5074. Now we have to find out K. So log will be taken on the right hand side. So that will become anti-log. So K equal to anti-log of 0.5074. So K will be equal to 3.22. So this is our answer. Equilibrium constant K equal to 3.22. That's all for today.